Hello everyone, a very good morning to all. So in this video, we'll be discussing with the solvation energy and solubility of ionic solids and followed by the covalent character in ionic solids. So let's get started with the solvation energy. So in case of ionic solids, when we put ionic solids into water, what happens is, or any solvent, sometimes there is a breakage of the strong lattice takes place and the ionic solids get dissolved. But it is not there in every case that every ionic solid is not, we cannot dissolve every ionic solids into the solvent, but some ionic solids can dissolve easily. We can dissolve some ionic solids easily, but some ionic solids are not dissolvable, or some ionic solids are having very less solubility. So we will, in this particular video, will find all the solutions, all the uh, answers to all these queries. So what happens is, when breakage of strong lattice takes place, separation of ions takes place. Now, why this happens? What is the driving force for the breakage of this strong lattice? What happens when we put these ionic solids into the solvent? Why the bonds between the ionic solids, or we can say bonds between the oppositely charged ions which are bonded to electrostatic forces of attraction, why do they break? What happens? ऐसा क्या होता है कि जो ये आयनिक सॉलिड्स है वो रप्चर हो जाते हैं और वहां पे आयन का सेपरेशन हो जाता है, और in the separated way they are dissolved into the solvent. So oppositely, what happens is, when we put ionic solid into the solvent, what happens is oppositely charged ends of the solvent, as the ionic solvents, we are talking about the ionic solvents, they are having dipolar entity. Say we have water, which is a universal solvent. So here hydrogens are slightly positively charged and oxygen is slightly negative charged. So it is having two ends. One is positively charged and other is negatively charged. So what happens when we dissolve some ionic solid? Say we have NaCl. When we put NaCl into water, what will happen? Oxygen ends will surround the sodium molecule, and hydrogen ends of the solvent will surround the chloride ions, and they will attract, they will uh, weaken the force of attraction between sodium and chloride ion, and they will attract the sodium and chloride ions towards themselves, and leads to the breakage, leads to the rupture of the bonds present between oppositely charged ions. So this process, this particular process in which the ionic bonds is broken and the solvent molecules surround the oppositely charged ions by pointing towards the charged ions, the oppositely charged end. So this process is called solvation. And for the case of water, when we use water as solvent, this particular thing is called, this particular process is called as hydration of water. So this provides, when the solvent molecules surround the oppositely charged ions, this is the reason this provides stability to the separated cations and the anions. So solvation, during this process, solvation energy is released, which overcomes the lattice energy. So here the driving force for the reaction is the release of large amount of energy when this process occurs. So this large amount of energy which is released here is called as solvation energy, because the process of solvation has taken place, which leads to the release of large amount of energy. And when this solvation energy is higher in comparison to the lattice energy, then we can easily break the lattice. This provides us energy for the breakage of lattice, and the solvent, the ionic solids get dissolved into the solvent. So for ionic solids, solvents with high dielectric constant results in solvation, that is easy solubility. So by the solvent having high dielectric constant, what we mean by this term? The solvents which are having high dielectric constant means the value of dielectric constant is the value by which, say something is having, say water is having a dielectric constant of 80. So when we dissolve some ionic solid into water, what will happen? It will weaken the ionic electrostatic forces of attraction between the oppositely charged ion present in the ionic solid by 80 times. So this is the importance of dielectric constant. So more the dielectric constant, more is going to be the weakening of the ionic bond. So from here we can say that for ionic solids, solvents with high dielectric constant results in more solvation, that is easy solubility, and the stability of ionic solids in such solvents. Stability of ionic solids means they're stable, being separated in the form of oppositely charged ions being surrounded by the solvent molecules. So stability of ionic solids in water means they are the oppositely charged ions are separated and they are now surrounded by water molecules with different ends pointing towards the oppositely charged ions. So for any solid to dissolve, the stabilization energy or the solvation energy must be higher than that of the lattice energy. Whenever the solvation energy is higher than the lattice energy, then the ionic solid is going to dissolve. So salts like barium sulfate and calcium oxalate and lead sulfate, these have very high lattice energy. So it is difficult to the solvation energy is not higher in these cases, is not greater than the lattice energy. Lattice energy is greater than the solvation energy for these three ionic solids. So that is why their solubility is very, very less in comparison to other ionic solids. So here solvation energy is not sufficient to overcome the lattice energy, not sufficient to break the lattice, not the solvation energy, where the solvation energy is not sufficient, which could lead to the breakage of the lattice. So that is why these are having low solubility. Also some other kind of ionic solids, which here we have silver chloride, silver bromide, silver iodide. So we have the transition metals which are having filled d orbitals in them. When they are cations and the oppositely charged ions are the halides. So for such cases, these are also very less soluble in water. So the reason for less solubility for these type of ionic solids is not the low is not the high lattice energy, because their lattice energies are almost comparable to that of lattice energies of alkali metal halides, which are highly soluble in water. So what could be the reason for the low solubility of these ionic solids? So the reason for this particular case, for the low solubility of silver halides, is something else that we'll be discussing after discussing one more topic, in which we'll have detailed explanation for this. We'll have the understanding for this explanation in the next topic. Then we'll discuss the reason for the low solubility of silver halides. So the next topic which we are going to discuss here is the covalent character in ionic solids. As I have already mentioned that no ionic compound is 100% ionic. There is always some covalent character in ionic compounds. So as there are two types of compounds in general, ionic and covalent. So these are the two extreme theoretical types of bonds present. So in actual, most of the heteronuclear bonds possess intermediate character, some ionic and some covalent, and both of them are present in case of heteronuclear bonds. By heteronuclear bonds, we mean that both the elements are different in which the bond is present. If both the elements are same, say it is Cl2O2, then these are naturally the covalent bond, because these are formed by the sharing of their electron pairs, not by transfer of the electrons. So next we have even the pure ionic compounds have some covalent character in their bonding. So all the ionic compounds are having some covalent character in their bonding. So now let us discuss the reason that how this covalent character get entry into the ionic compounds, why it exists in case of ionic compounds. So for heteronuclear ionic compounds, for heteronuclear molecules, as the covalent ionic compounds are formed between heteronuclear elements, so the covalent character get entry into the ionic compounds as, so this is the ideal solution where this is the cation and this is the anion. So there is a bond present in between them. There is a bond. By bond we mean there is electrostatic forces of attraction between them, and these are existing as compounds. So here we have these that this is the ideal situation for ionic compounds, but the actual situation which is actually there is this, where the small sized cations leads to the polarization of the anions, that means there is a distortion of the electron cloud of the anion. What happens is this small size cations will pull the electron density towards itself out of the cation, and there is a distortion which occurs in case of in the electron cloud of anion. So this is called as induced distortion. So this distortion of the electron cloud leads to the polarization. So due to this distortion in the anion, there is a slight negative charge on this side and slight positive charge, or we can say delta positive charge on this side of the anion. So there is a charge separation becomes less. So because as the electron cloud has shifted towards the cation, so now the cation has become lesser positive and the anion has become lesser negative due to the shifting of these electrons, the shifting of the electron clouds towards the cation. So the charge difference between the cation and the anion decreases because anion becomes less negative due to shifting of electrons towards the cation, and cations become less positive. So cations are the ones which results in the polarization of anions. So the reason of the polarization of the anions is the cations. So what property of the cations decides about the degree or decides about the amount of polarization in the anions, that we are going to discuss later in a bit while. So cations are having power to polarize the anions. That power is called as polarizing power. So here PP stands for the polarizing power. So we can say more the polarizing power, more is going to be the polarization of the anion, and more is going to be the covalent character in the ionic compound. Here we have shown these are the independent ions. Here from here to here you can see that there is an increasing polarization, increasing polarizing power of the cation, because the electron here the distortion is quite less, but here the distortion is that such that there is a overlap between the electron cloud of the cation and the anion. So here we can say that from left to right there is an increase in covalent character, there is increase in polarization of the anion, which leads to increase in covalent character from the in the ionic compounds. So the covalent character depends upon the polarizability of the anions. As the anions are cations are having the power to polarize the anions, and anions are the ones which are being polarized. So we can say that the covalent character depends upon the polarizing power of the cations and polarizability of the anions. So that is, it depends upon both the cations and anions. So let us see what properties of cations and anions are responsible for having high covalent character in case of ionic solids. If cations are having more polarizing power and anions are having high polarizability, so that compounds are going to have high covalent character. So these features of cations and anions are explained on the basis of Fajan's rule given by the scientist named Fajan. So according to the Fajan's rule, the degree of polarization, that is property of the properties of the cations we are discussing here, that what are the properties of cations which have higher degree of polarization. So these depends upon the following factors. So first one is size of the cation. So smaller the size of the cation, more is going to be the polarization. जितना छोटा cation होगा, जितना small size होगा cation का, उतना ज़्यादा वो electron cloud को, electron density को अपनी तरफ attract करेगा. So more smaller the size of the cation, more is going to be the polarization of the anion, and more is going to be the covalent character. And this we already know that more is the covalent character, lesser is the melting point in case of ionic solids. So here is the example. Here charges are same. This is a group 2 elements, beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, and barium. These are divalent cations of the group 2 elements, that is alkaline earth metals. So as we move down the group, there is increase in size. With increase in size, we mean that there is an increase in ionic character, and with increase in ionic character, melting point is increasing. So here we can say that more is the covalent character, lower is going to be the melting point. So second reason is the size of the anion. So electron clouds, larger the size of the anions, more is going to be the distortion. Electron clouds of the anions are easily distortable when the size of the anion is large. So we can say that larger the size of the anion, more is the polarizability, more is the covalent character, and lower are the melting points. Say here the for the halogens, chlorine, bromine, and iodine. These are the corresponding anions of the halogens, that is fluoridine, chloride, bromide, and iodide. As we move down the group, increase in size is there. With increase in size, increase in polarizability of the anion is there. As the size of the anion is increasing, it is very easy for the cations to distort its electron cloud. So more is the polarizability, more is going to be the covalent character, and lesser is going to be the melting point. As the ionic character is decreasing as we move down the group, so melting points are decreasing. So next we have the charge on cation and anion. More the charges on the cation and anion, more is the polarization and more is the polarizing power. So जितना ज्यादा चार्ज होगा cation या anion के ऊपर, उतनी ज्यादा covalent character induce होने के chances हैं. Say we have NaCl and CaCl2. Here calcium is a divalent cation and sodium is a monovalent cation, and chloride ions are same in both the cases. This sodium ion and calcium ion are having almost comparable size. So only the difference is that it is divalent and it is monovalent. So the melting point decreases as we move from sodium to calcium. So this decrease in melting point is due to more covalent character present in calcium chloride in comparison to sodium chloride. So next reason is here is the reason why the silver halides are insoluble. So the reason for the less solubility of silver halide is hidden in this fourth point. So let us see what is there in this particular point, where the electronic configuration of the cation plays an important role in deciding about the degree of covalent character. So cations with 18 electron shell configuration induces more polarization than 8 electron shell. What do we mean by this statement? For the case of 18 electron shell, we mean that there are d orbitals present in case when there are 18 electron shell configurations are there in comparison to the 8 electron shell. So when d electrons are present in case of cations, what will happen? D orbitals are having poor shielding. So as nuclear charge is more in case of these 18 electron systems, so size of the cation will decrease due to poorer shielding, because they will these more nuclear charge will pull the electron cloud more effectively due to poorer shielding of d orbitals. So जितना छोटा size होगा cation का, due to the presence of d orbitals, more is going to be the polarization. So here silver and for copper, which are having D10 configuration, silver 1 positive and copper 1 positive, these are having D10 configuration. So for them, what will happen is, due to the presence of d orbitals, the sizes of the there is poorer shielding and more nuclear pull is there. So due to the smaller size of these particular ions, particular cations, more is the polarization of the anion and more is going to be the covalent character than sodium chloride. So that is why, and more the covalent character, lesser is the solubility. This we have already discussed. So that is why these halides of transition metals with D10 configuration are less soluble in comparison to that of ionic solids. So next topic which we are to discuss is the metallic bonding. This particular topic will be discussing in the next video. So that is it for this video. I hope you have understood everything for this video. Thank you so much. Have a good day.